Should women stay at home?
Is toxic masculinity a lie?
Let's talk gender roles. This is Modern Tribe. Modern families, timeless principles. Nako, this is a hot issue.
Very.
In the Philippines, we have maybe some stories to share when it comes to gender equality or inequality. And when it comes to our context dito sa Pinas, I'm not sure what is the degree of your experience, but since we are leaning towards the West and what's happening in the West, especially in the US, most likely will happen in the Philippines. That's why we follow their trend, their celebrities,
Parang idol
yung
na.
fashion nila, right? And the reason why we are influenced by them, of course, of the entertainment and everything. And that is why we have to discuss about this. Kasi we have to be honest about our perspective about this. There are many issues to talk about, but what do you think?
This is very relevant. Although limited ang experience ko, but it can speak for most the men and women. Lalo na kasi ang issue na to, it starts na ngayon sa mga bata pa, 'di ba? Aware na sila of this gender inequality thing and all these feminism and toxic masculinity na topic. Very hot siya even in teenagers.
Right.
So parang dito pa lang nahuhulma na yung thoughts, opinions nila about this issue, which will have a great impact when they become parents in case they choose to, di ba? Meron na nga ngayon na they don't want to be parents anymore. It's because of this topic.
Yes, yeah. Well, speaking of relevance, we have here interesting figures about womanhood, manhood. So dito, let's talk about yung
Ayan.
fatherhood identity. This is from Pew Research Center. It says here a significant 85% of fathers with children under 18 view being a parent as the most or one of the most important aspects of their personal identity. Additionally, 81% find parenting enjoyable. 79% find it rewarding.
Feeling mo
How's that?
makakadagdag ka sa statistics na yan.
Well, I am looking forward to becoming a father. And I'd say it won't be easy, but I think it will be fulfilling. Interesting. So most of the parents now see it interesting, enjoyable. Although you have the bills, you have the stress. But that's really good.
But yun nga yung narinig ko na it brings out the best in you. Fatherhood brings out the best in you. Kasi wala kang choice, kakayod ka na. Kakayod to provide and take care of your family. So it's parang the most na mga ginagawa mo. Parang namamax siya sa fatherhood, diba?
Yep.
Kasi sa marriage, if it's just the two of us, then kakayod ka for the two of us. And then you protect me. But if we're gonna have kids, it's gonna mean that you will multiply all those efforts, diba? But yun nga, the return or the rewards, very worth it.
Yeah. And then when it comes to gender, family, changing family roles, I'm interested to know the number of women working at saka men working abroad, especially in the Philippines. Diba it's a thing yung OFW.
Women naman yun. So meron yata tayong 3 categories dito. Ang yung household na yung father or yung dad or yung husband pala ang nagwo-work, and then yung wife nasa bahay. Meron namang yung wife ang nagwo-work and yung husband nasa bahay.
Yeah.
For some reasons. And meron din both husband and wife nagwo-work. Diba?
Yeah. Well, we have here a data from PSA, the Philippine Statistics Authority. So dito, it says here, there were approximately 1.96 million OFWs. Out of 1.96 million OFWs, 57.8% were women.
Okay.
So that's around 1.13.
This is from 2022.
Yes. And of course, I'm sure you know some friends or relatives na babae who are working abroad.
Yes, a lot of our WTG students in our fitness coaching are mothers
Right.
who are working abroad.
Yeah. That's more than half.
Yeah.
That's why most sa mga sinesend natin na babae working abroad, mga nurses, caregiver,
Yeah.
they're the ones who are giving, care and tender love. Tama, yung mga babae. I think that's second nature to you guys.
Yes. So, you can see here na women work for their family, but the nature of their work is still connected to motherhood.
Yeah.
Or it's as if they're also at home.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know what's the figure in the, 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
But, in the past, I think most women prioritize be at home, working for their families, stay at home. Tama. So interesting. I don't know what's the direct results to the kids. And that is why, of course, there are dynamics then changing family values. So, well, yung story that I cannot forget about gender equality happened when I was a teenager. Yeah. My dad passed away in his 40s, early 40s. So I didn't have a strong father figure, strong, courageous risk taker experience when I was young. And then what happened, I realized that I committed some mistakes and grave failures because I wasn't exposed to it. No. So I remember one time I had this friend, neighborhood, and he's into selling. Second nature sa kanya yung selling. And I remember one time he had this parang catalog. Alam mo yung mga benta-benta na mga parang direct selling. Na mga watches, mga perfume. And I watch him, parang nag-enjoy siya. And it's like he's not working. Parang hobby niya mag sales talk sa mga classmates ko niya at saka yung mga friends ko. And then one time I asked him, ano yung reason why he's doing it? He told me he just saw it from his dad. And his dad told him, if you want to purchase yung mga items na gusto niya, most likely uso pa yung mga cards that time. So sabi niya, if you want to purchase this particular cards, yung mga play cards, you have to work. Gender, role. So very specific yun sa kanya. If you want to earn, you have to work. And it stuck with me.
How does it become the gender role? Kasi pwede din naman yun sa babae, diba?
Yeah. Yung experience niya is direct from his dad. So it had an impact on him.
Okay.
So yung value na na-integrate sa kanya, if you want to have this, you have to earn, you have to work. And on my end, I had no experience when it comes to becoming an entrepreneurship. I think, yeah. And I think it's a strong manhood value, becoming a risk taker. I think it's leaning towards, the character of becoming of being a man, now risk taker. How about you? What are the stories that you can recall when it comes to being man?
Gender roles. Yeah. May hugot talaga ako dito sa should women stay at home before because I also grew up without dad kasi maaga he passed away when I was 11. So, yun, my teenage years, I saw my mom doing both roles, a mom and a dad role. So, yun din yung naging blueprint ko. And, which made me think na women shouldn't just stay at home. Yun ang isolated case yun. Pero, usually, yung nagiging blueprint ng mga babaeng lumaki na walang dad, medyo confusing yung roles for us. Diba? I feel that I need to provide for my family, protect my family. Parang nawala na yung idea na I should be only taking care of the household of my child. But that is because absent yung parent because of that naman. So, as I grew up, and especially as I became a Christian, I realized na that was because my dad passed away. But yung ideal talaga na design ng isang family was there was supposed to be a role for the man and a role for the woman. Okay. And although ngayon, so the role of man is to provide for the family, and then the woman is to take care of the family. And ngayon, since meron ng mga inflation, considering ganun, minsan nade-double yung role ng women, which they also work and take care of the family, right? But yun nga, when I became a Christian, I realized it was more than just, ano yung gagawin mo? Ano yung gagawin ko? Ganon. It's about being the head of the family, which is the role of the man. So, pwede naman na the husband is not the one earning, but he is still the head of the family, the shepherd of the family. Kasi yung roles na, let's say, yung mga tasks, pwede nyo naman pag-usapan yun eh. It depends on your skills and kung ano yung opportunities for both of you. But I personally think that leading the family, trying to make sure that you instill the values na na-agree nyo as a couple, that is really the role of men.
Well, that's your parang values because you are now a Christian. That I assume in the past you had a different perspective when it comes to this.
Yeah, because I saw my mom working and taking care of me, which I find unfair. Right? Because yun nga, we are designed to be helpmates. Right? And the more you understand the meaning of marriage, the more you will realize it's not about, women being able to do what men can. But it's really about how you can work together harmoniously.
Right. Yeah. Well, how do you see it? For example, kasi some women have issues with this na dapat sa bahay lang. Yung mga babae, dapat sila yung naghuhugas ng pinggan, sila yung naglalaba. How do you
Well, for one, yung mali dun is yung lang. Sa bahay lang. Because when I became a wife, I was actually a teacher. So, a full-time teacher before we got married. So, doon ako na-immerse. But when I became a wife, I realized that the household, you can call it chores, or the things na ginagawa sa bahay, mas mahirap.
Yeah.
You can't fit all those things in an 8 to 5 job. So, hindi siya lang. It's actually, for me, more important. The family, the household, your home is more important than your company.
Wow.
Right? So, we can't really say na lamang ang mga lalaki doon. Because in terms of responsibilities, in terms of tasks, I can say na mas marami pa rin yung mga kailangan gawin sa bahay, di ba? Especially, siguro kapag nagka-anak na kayo at pag marami kayong anak. So, you can parang look down sa mga moms na nagsistay sa bahay.
Yeah.
But, I'm not saying na yung mga nagwo-work na moms should stop. Some naman find it rewarding, yung career nila. But, I think they also play a great role sa pag-manage ng household, diba? So, doon pa lang, parang for me it doesn't make sense to compare kung anong kayang gawin ng men sa women because iba-iba naman yung design natin. And although sometimes our roles interchange, pero yung design, hindi.
Wow, yeah.
I'm going to elaborate more on that.
So some people see it parang lang. Nila downplay nila yung role ng
ang hirap.
Mother or wife. Well, in fact, it's really challenging. Imagine you are taking good care of your family. And it's like handling a company as well, and not just what they eat, but the entire being are greatly affected by your parenting. And that's one of the reasons siguro na when it comes to leadership positions, most of the time yung lalaki nagsistay sa work. And when you stay long enough, you will have leadership positions. Whereas sa babae, I know some women who are highly productive, gifted ones, but along the way they stopped working and decided to fulfill their happiness by becoming a mom. Some of them are homeschooling moms, really. So I have here the data from US. We don't have the data from our country yet, but this one is from 2023 from Pew Research Center. Then it says here approximately 10.6% of CEO positions in Fortune 500 companies. 10.6% babae yung CEO. So yung 89% lalaki. And that's 52 women out of 500 CEOs. And I think that hammered the point na yung mga babae are fulfilling their tasks as a mother, a wife. So some people would disagree with that. They'd say na women are oppressed or gender inequality. So the way you see it in your peers sa mga babae, are they leaning towards leadership positions or yung motherhood nila? What do you think? Which do you think yung more fulfilling sa kanila?
Well, I can't speak for all naman, no? But I have seen friends who are really mga career women talaga sila. And their work is fulfilling. But there is something more to motherhood kasi. Or being a mother. So ako usually, I honor them. I praise them for doing excellently sa job nila or sa career nila. But there is an added wow pag nalaman ko na they are also hands-on mothers. Because mahirap yun. Diba? I really feel na there is this specific, parang yung slot na to, para lang talaga sa design ng women. Which men can never do. And that's, taking care of your family, of your kids. Although, again, meron tayong mga families na they talked about their roles na yung daddy yung naiiwan kasi yung mom has to work abroad. But I really think that specific na slot of taking care of your kids is for mothers. With all due respect naman sa kanila, there is that parang role na hindi talaga magagampanan ng dad na it's just for moms. In the same way, meron din naman yung dads, diba? Meron talaga silang role na it's just for dads.
Wow.
And that unexplainable thing is actually because we are just designed that way. Although nag-evolve na tayo ngayon, the 21st century is pushing for yun nga, equality in terms of kung ano yung kayang gawin ng mga lalaki, kaya din gawin ng babae. But let's trace it back sa history natin. It's usually the men who work and provide, right? And the women serving the family by making sure na it's actually a home. So, doon pa lang, no? Bakit doon tayo nagsimula? Bakit nagsimula tayo sa ganun? That's because we were created with those design.
Oh, yeah.
Ganun. And yun na nga, I find it unfair to compare men and women sa lahat ng categories. Diba? Because going back, we have different designs.
Right. Equal but different.
Yes.
Yeah. So when it comes to our worth, no, yung babae, the same equal yung worth niya sa babae. But when it comes to the offices or yung function niya, different, unique, but equally important.
Yeah, we need each other,
Right.
diba?
Yeah.
To come up with something.
Yeah.
Yung greatest na design natin is men need women to procreate. And then women also need men to procreate. Kasi kapag, ginawa tayong pareho lang, and our design is pareho lang, then sana we weren't created as men and women, di ba? Sana men na lang lahat or
Yeah.
women na lang lahat.
Oh, yeah.
Ganun. So, there is a science or a reason behind bakit dalawa ang genders.
Right. And that's true, no? Kahit sa mga companies, kapag dalawa yung ulo sa companies, most likely it's chaotic. But if yung leadership is stable, no, one voice, of course, it's collective kasi yung CEO has to address yung issues from the team, from the company, gather suggestions, and then enforce it. Most likely there will be harmony. I think the same thing with family. No? And I watched this video one time, yung dynamics nila sa bahay. So, tatlong anak. So, usually kapag merong chaos, of course, the parents need to stand up at saka correct. No? So, usually yung tatay is yung the truth in the house, the one who will correct. No? And then yung babae is the love, the one who will comfort. And you need both. No? Truth and love. Kasi kapag truth lang, correct, you will leave bruises. No? But if you combine it with love, there's healing. But of course, if you do forgive and love without correcting, of course, you are not training and loving your child for the world, tama ba?
Yeah, you're not preparing them for reality.
Correct. And of course, there are, I would say, universally true, non-negotiables, I would say, on my experience, that will make men masculine and women feminine.
This is my favorite part.
So, meron tayong Q&A. I'll share mine from man's perspective. For me, bilang lalaki, ano sa akin yung nagpapa-impress sa akin sa babae that makes them feminine? No? Same sa iyo. What are the qualities that you think will make men impressively masculine?
Yeah. And why is this important? Of course, this is also to attract the opposite sex, right? Because I don't think a masculine na man would be attracted to a masculine na woman. Right? And I'm pretty sure that a feminine woman won't be attracted to a feminine man.
That's right.
Right? Kasi ayaw natin na pareho tayo eh. Diba? Which makes sense because that is how we are wired or designed. Okay. So, first here,
sa'yo,
for me, what makes man masculine is your strength and your courage. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Strength in all aspects. Right? So,
not just physically.
Not just physically, but we cannot deny the fact na men are really stronger than women physically. Diba? Kasi mas marami yung testosterone yun, right? So, dun pa lang. You can see na meron tayong iba-ibang design. So, and there are competitions na now na open for both men and women, but you cannot deny the fact na mas malakas talaga generally yung mga lalaki. Yes, because men are designed to protect, right? So, for a woman to see na someone is capable of protecting her, that's a plus. That makes them compatible. Diba? So, mentally, I can say, well, based from my experience, you're mentally strong in terms of trying to control yourself sa pagkain. It requires mental strength to do that. While women, since, we need fats. We need good fats. We're more inclined to craving, which challenges mentally. Usually, we fail kasi masarap talaga eh. So, for me, men are also stronger mentally, which doesn't make us any less. Because, yun nga, it's our design and your design. So, you're designed to be a protector. And when men are strong and courageous, yung babae eh, nilalabas yung feminine side ng babae because somebody stands up or shows up as a masculine figure. Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Well, For me, what I like, or I'm impressed with women who are who have voice, with their gestures. Alam mo yung magsasalita sila parang may grace. Hindi burara. Alam mo yung burara, parang ganun lang. And then, yung dalagang Pilipina na peg. I don't know how you will describe that. Pero parang hindi siya parating emotionally driven. Na kapag may konting composed, that's the word. I think may composure siya, calm and composed. It's attractive, and that I think speaks of emotional intelligence. With how she controls her non-verbal gestures at saka verbal gestures at the same time. I remember one time we have this, way back in college. So I think I shared this one last podcast, but we have this friend, same college, but different major. And then we talk about this girl who is not that really pretty, when it comes to yung standard ng karamihan. She's not that tall. She's not putting makeup. No. Long hair. Pero you can sense yung composure niya. She's smart. Pero hindi siya prideful. Alam mo yung parang pabibo na effect. So, may composure siya, in which yung two other friends ko had a crush on her. So,
Ay, kawaan. Wala.
ako, I like her, no? But I didn't pursue her in a sense na maging girlfriend. I secretly admire her. Alright.
Pag-usapan natin yung mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's because, di ba, we're made to procreate. So parang siguro yung sa utak ng mga lalaki, oh, this will be the mom of my kids. And syempre, ayaw niyo ng, yun nga, sabi mo, burara. I have friends who, who shared na it's a struggle to have a partner na ganon. And I'm not saying this to tell those women or wives na burara. Na they're not good wives. But I'm saying this to encourage them and challenge them to pag-isipan if is that really the right way to correct your husband. Ganon. So, because yun nga, sinabi mo, men don't really like that. You want calm and composed and
Right.
carries yourself with confidence.
Right.
And so maybe it's about time, if
100%.
you are that burara woman, to think about that, ano ba ang tawag dyan? Think about how the way
Right,
you
yeah.
act or respond to your husband. It's not an instant na ma-change mo
For sure.
agad yun. But, admitting it, being aware and accepting na ganun ka, that's the first step
Right.
to a positive transformation.
Right. Yeah. What else on your list?
For men, so it's expected and it softens the strong independent women when men are responsible and is a great leader. Ganon. So of course, we are designed na magpabebe. Ganon. So we need somebody to lead us, right? Kahit sa we really appreciate it if you guys decide kung saan tayo magde-date, ano yung kakainin natin, ganon. Although there are women who know what they want, but trust me, maano yun sila, masasoften sila. If, the guy decides for them and makes an effort to actually lead them. Ganon. So, meron nga akong joke na na-read na that's why daw hindi makapag-decide yung mga babae. Kasi the last time na yung babae yung nag-decide kung ano yung kakainin, we all fell into sin.
Right.
Although it's just a joke. But Actually, alam mo kung sino yung ano, yung responsible for that act of Eve? Sino yung hinanap ni God, 'di ba? Si Adam.
Adam, right?
Because we were designed or
Mm.
created na yung men should stand up for their family
Mm.
or their wives.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
'Di ba?
Yeah.
And yun nga, you were designed to provide for the family.
Mm.
Ganun. So, it's a really a plus and a turn on if man has this great sense of responsibility and leadership. Dito na rin pumapasok yung madiskarteng lalaki.
Right.
Diba? And when you are responsible and you are a great leader, you don't bring your family to a disastrous home
Right.
because of your vices.
Right. Yeah.
Diba?
Well, there's some wisdom, no, to it. Especially nung sinabi mo na hindi problema yung pag-submit kapag yung lalaki is leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some women have a hard time submitting to their partner, to their husband,
Mhm.
kapag they cannot see leadership.
Yeah. And also maybe because they grew up with dad who didn't really step up.
Right. Yeah.
Ganun.
And, we cannot blame them. Kasi
Yeah.
if they're not standing up, men are not standing up, women will take their role.
Yeah.
And that's where the clash begins. Tama ba?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting as well. You mentioned yung sa tendencies ng mga lalaki. And then maybe we can talk about crime rate. No? That's why some women have a bad experience with men. Kasi if you look at the crime rate, no, most likely lalaki. No? Punta ka sa jail, no, most likely lalaki yung makikita mo dyan. I have here a data when it comes to crime rate. This one is from Bureau of Justice Statistics. No, we don't have yet in the Philippines, but this one, a study conducted 2022, shows that men are significantly more likely to be offenders in violent crimes. Alam mo ba, yung lalaki accounted for 79% of offenders in violent incidents. This is in US.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And I think we can somehow have the same, ratio here in the Philippines. I don't know the main reason why men are most likely to commit crimes,
Mhm.
but I think it's rooted to some form of, desire to provide.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the reason why they commit this, offenses, because they are driven by maybe their sense of pride, and then maybe some pressure in the society.
Yeah.
Alam
This
niyo
is
yung
expected of you, men.
Oh yeah. And some resorted to alcohol or drugs.
Mhm.
And we know those two are linked with, committing crimes. No? And that's why very important to know the root.
Yeah.
Bakit yun? Bakit lalaki? Well, as for me, going back dun sa topic natin, what makes women feminine, what I like the most is yung caring nature ninyo.
Mhm.
Alam mo yung feeling na sobrang pagod. Tapos, hindi naman ako nag-request, pero you would offer massage. Or maybe you would offer a coffee. Or hot choco. I really like it. Alam mo kasi yung lalaki, yung tendency namin, we don't want to show weakness.
Mhm.
We don't want to be vulnerable. So kapag nagets yun ng babae, parang wow, she's so nice. That makes me warm. Parang ganun.
Yeah. Because again, may gasgas na line. It's we are designed to be that. Women are designed to be caring and nurturing. Otherwise, sana yung lalaki yung nagdadala ng child, 'di ba? So, come to think of it, bakit yung women, we are the one, bearing the child, giving birth to the child. It's because we are designed to nurture and to care for that new life. And yun nga, men are supposed to provide. Bakit may maternity leave? What are you supposed to do if hindi mo na kayang mag-work because you're about to give birth? There's supposed to be someone who's going to provide, right? And work. So yun, nakita mo, hindi ko siya, this is not false claims because this is the evidence, Sino yung dadala ng bata kapag hindi pa siya pinapanganak? And bakit? 'Di ba? If women are designed to work and support their family and men men are designed to care and nurture, edi sana baliktad, 'di ba? Ba't iba, diba? And if we want to compare and say na we're supposed to be equal at that, edi sana we're all designed to be able to carry babies or unborn babies, right? So, dun pa lang, you can't really say na we are supposed to be equal sa lahat ng aspects. Because again, iba-iba nga yung design natin. And we're supposed to complement each other. So, it makes sense why men find women who are nurturing and caring as attractive.
Wow, yeah.
Or more feminine.
Well, I appreciate that, because you tend to be more nurturing the past weeks. No? Yeah, you are more sensitive to my needs. No, last time I had this, parang sumakit yung paa ko, di ba? Sa nangyari na kakalakad natin, activities natin. You volunteered to massage. Did you volunteer or were you
Yes,
forced?
I did. Because I was the one who bought the sandals
The
for
sandals.
you.
So, ang context lang.
Joke lang.
Kasi tayo nag-tour. So, yung sandals na bago na binili mo, yun yung ginamit ko. Which, of course, parang nag-adjust pa ata yung paa ko. Right, yeah.
And all the weight that you had to carry.
Yeah. Well, of course, you have more on your list. What else do you want to add?
So, what makes men masculine is, di ba kanina sinabi natin strength and courage, mentally and physically. This one is kindness and respect, which is a reflection of your strength and character. Which explains siguro, why men demand respect from women. Diba? Because as a leader of the family, kailangan authority figure ka in order for your kids to look up to you and follow what you establish as right and wrong. So if somebody is respectable or has this authority, it's attractive for us, right? Usually men who demand respect are respectful. Yeah, so it's a plus. And kindness here, I think I can link it to being a gentleman. So being aware of the need of your wife. You have to, let's say because you're stronger physically, you initiate to carry, for example, my bag. And I really appreciate it. And what else? Kahit yung payong. So being a gentleman and being respectable, those make men masculine.
Wow, yeah. Well, I noticed na yung mga lalaki na respectful tend to attract, feminine din. So I think it's a two-way street na you will get what you send to the world, no?
Yeah.
You will get what you are giving away.
Yeah, ano nga yung kasabihan na what you give to women, we multiply.
You multiply, right? That's true. I experienced it a lot from you. Well, I think one more that I can add on my list is yung babaeng marunong mag support sa lalaki. Alam mo yun, yung feeling
In terms of,
okay. Most of the time, gusto ng lalaki mag-lead. Gusto namin mag-provide. And gusto namin in a way, we feel good if kailangan nyo kami. Alam mo yung feeling na ganun. So, if women ask for help, we feel strong. So, yung babae na parang independent.
I can do
Yung
this on my own.
right na. Parang you're not giving a place for men to contribute or to lead or to protect you. Parang in that sense, you're taking away the opportunity from us to serve and love you. So I admire those women who will prompt men to lead. No, I realized when we were dating pa. Of course, I came from a blueprint in a family in which I was not exposed to, because my dad passed away in his 40s. I was 10 that time. So hindi ko nakita mo paano papalakad ng pagiging ama. Being a leader, being provider, protector. So hindi ko yung nakita talaga. And then, na-realize ko I had missing parts, becoming a man. So I was not that assertive. I was not that decisive. Yung blueprint ko mostly from my nanay. So of course, yung meaning ng mga nanay, mga babae, generally speaking, hindi ganun ka-assertive. Tama? So when we were dating, yung mga early months and years natin, I was not that firm when it comes to my decisions. So you prompted me to step up. You ask questions. So something like, do you want to do this, Nins? Do you want to go in this place? Because I had inaction, meaning wala action. I lack decision making. So you prompted me to decide. No? So that's good. Kasi you're giving place for me to decide and to protect and to love you. Tama ba?
Yeah. Actually, my previous relationship, I hadn't really learned na that was the way to go pala. So I also used to be a strong, independent woman, which there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're single, diba? It's important to survive, right? Especially sa panahon ngayon. So, naalala ko lang because you mentioned a while ago also the statistics about men being in positions in a company. So, which ako nga, I grew up without my dad also. So, yung blueprint ko rin is that I have to take on both roles. So, bahala ka na, di ba?
Right.
Kapag boyfriend kita. But there's something about dating a Christian man that makes a woman more feminine. And I used to be head of a school, di ba? That's also, for me, like, let's say the peak of my career, but I had to not really give up, but transition to a new stage of my life, which is being a wife. And I think it's a blessing na yung location ko is different or is far from the place where I was head, to here. So I can actually embrace this design. And akala ko at first, it was a downgrade. But especially as we do these things, as we grow in our faith and our marriage, I realized na that was a great season of my life. But right now, this is more rewarding for me. And I think that is because I am fulfilling the design that I was made for.
Alam nyo, kapag you are learning, you are growing from your design, most likely you will shine. Tama? So that's why yung topic natin very specific talaga dun sa design ng Panginoon. And yeah, dito sa modern tribe, our goal is for you to not just embrace timeless values, because we know once you embrace that, it will definitely help you, to live, not just live, but have freedom at saka living to the full. So again, if you have questions, if you have suggestions, we welcome that. Please feel free to message us sa Modern Tribe sa Facebook page natin and our socials. And also, if there's a way we can shed light on some topics that you want to be covered dito sa Modern Tribe, feel free to send us a message.
Yeah, or maybe if you have reactions to the points that we have shared, or maybe you have your own stories, your experience about the topic.
Yeah, there's so much more to share, but of course, kulang yung time. But I'd like to encourage you to follow our page, Modern Tribe. And of course, yung next topic natin will be more interesting than this, I believe. That's why you have to follow us so that you will be notified by Facebook. Yeah. So again, this is
Modern
Modern
Tribe.
Tribe, empowering modern families.
Embrace timeless values. Bye.
This is Modern Tribe, modern families, timeless principles.